In the news, over 90 Islamic students abducted by gunmen in north-central Nigeria released after 3 months in captivity. Biden promises to avenge deaths to hunt down jihadists involved in airport attack in Afghanistan. NNPC has recorded a net profit of 287 billion naira in 44 years, breaks 4 decades jinx. Details coming up shortly. This is TOS Television, your digital-first Pan-African news network. I am Merciful Ajinabo, and you're watching TOS News 360. 96 students abducted by gunmen from an Islamic school in north-central Nigerian state of Niger have been released students after 3 months in captivity. On May 30th, about 200 heavily armed men invaded the town of Tegina in Niger State and kidnapped 136 students from the private Muslim school Salihu Tanko. 6 of the students died in captivity and 15 others managed to escape in June, according to the school's management. The Forum for Ethnic Nationalities of Niger Delta says it has started a rally around the Niger Delta region to set up a directorate of legal services to review all existing laws and set up pushback action for the actualization. The convener of the forum, Barrister Kester Tawari, says the Niger Delta is not only opposing the Petroleum Industry Act, Grazing Reserves and Water Resources Bill, but will rally round for Niger Delta Republic. It says the action by the government will act of internal colonization against the region. And the federal government of Nigeria has written to chief medical directors and managing directors of federal tertiary hospitals to begin the implementation of no work, no pay policy concerning the striking members of the Nigerian Association of Resident Doctors. Reacting, the resident doctors on Friday say it was not surprised at the decision by the federal government to invoke the no work, no pay rule over its ongoing industrial action. It says despite the development, its members will not suspend the strike until all their demands were met. The National Caucus of the PDP on Friday agreed to submit a tentative date of October 30th to 31st, 2021 for the party's national convention, announced the chairman of the PDP Governors Forum, Aminu Tambuwal, on Friday. He says the party has resolved to submit to the National Executive Council of the party's recommendation from the National Working Committee on Saturday. Former President of Nigeria, Goodluck Ebele Azikiwe Jonathan, has been named as a Chancellor of Cavendish University in Uganda. His inauguration took place on Thursday during the 10th graduation ceremony of the university in the country's capital, Kampala. The former president replaces Benjamin Mkapa, a former president of Tanzania, who also took over from Dr. Kenneth Kaunda, a former president of Zambia. This is your digital-first Pan-African news network, TOS Television, and you're watching TOS News 360. Africa, global and business stories when we return. Do stay with us. Thank you for staying with us. Across Africa, Sintumbeko Musokwatani, Zambia's former finance minister and experienced international economist, has been named as Southern Africa's finance minister by the newly elected President Hakainde Hichilema on Friday. The finance minister is tasked with pulling the country out of twin debt and fiscal crisis, as well as tightening fiscal policy. Musokwatani, a former deputy central bank governor who has also held positions with the International Monetary Fund and World Bank, will face fraught negotiations with multiple creditors on the country's $12 billion external debt. And now on the global scene, President Joe Biden has promised to avenge the deaths of 13 U.S. troops and over 90 others and to hunt down the jihadists behind the attack outside Kabul airport. The twin blasts claimed by a local branch of Islamic State tore through crowds of men, women and children who were hoping to join the 100,000 people airlifted out of Afghanistan since it fell to Taliban militants.
To those who carried out this attack, as well as anyone who wishes America harm, know this: we will not forgive. We will not forget. We will hunt you down and make you pay.
Defense Minister says Benwala's Britain says it will not accept any more people for flight out of Kabul beyond those already inside the airport after it shut its processing center and entered the final stages of its evacuation from Afghanistan. It said Britain was preparing the last 1,000 people inside the airfield who would fly out on Friday as the country winds down its 20-year presence in Afghanistan, set to complete its departure before the United States scheduled exit by August 31st. This comes after a suicide bombing killed 85 people, including 13 U.S. soldiers, on Thursday. Montenegro police say they have seized more than a ton of cocaine, the biggest ever drug bust, concealed in a shipment of bananas, and that 2 people were arrested. Montenegro, a NATO member and former Yugoslav republic, is also a European Union membership candidate, but before it joins the bloc, it must root out organized crime and corruption. In recent months, Montenegro have stepped up its fight against organized crime, arresting dozens on suspicion of murders, abductions, drug smuggling, and plots to kill rivals and state officials. And now to the business scene. The Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation (NNPC) has recorded a net profit of 287 billion naira in 44 years, breaking a jinx of 4 decades, held on Thursday by President Muhammadu Buhari. According to a statement issued by Special Advisor to the President on Media and Publicity, the declaration of profit by the NNPC was in fulfillment of an earlier pledge by the federal government to publicly announce the financial position of the NNPC. Buhari, who doubles as substantive members of Petroleum Resources, also directed the corporation's management to henceforth ensure timely publication of its audited accounts. And that is TOS News 360 on your digital first Pan-African news network. For more updates, visit www.tostvnetwork.com. Follow and like our social media handles on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And remember to subscribe on YouTube. Do stay with us and enjoy more programs on the network. I am Merciful Ajinamo. Many thanks for watching.